Hello, we're going to be looking at, on this video, um, polynomial long division. We're just going to introduce it by looking at how long division with real numbers looks like polynomial long division. This is found in section A3 in your textbook. That means it's an appendix, it's in the back. So if you're looking for the actual book in the textbook, it's going to be in the back of all the sections. That's where you're going to find it. So let's start with this example, 743 divided by 6. In long division, we look at it this way, 6 divided, we have this bar in 743, and we look at the first term as what we're going to divide into. So we're going to look at it, how many hundreds do we have here? The 6 goes into 700. So we're looking at that as a factor of 1. 1 times 6, we multiply these together and we write that answer down here, under here. We then subtract and we carry down the next digit so that we can move on to the tens. So basically we're going to have 14 tens. So looking at this, we have 14 tens. We want 6 to go into 14 tens. That would go 2 times. So we put the 2 here. We multiply the 2 times the 6 and we get 12. So it goes again, we multiply here and then we put the number down here. We subtract. We always subtract. We get 2 here. And then we bring down that number. So we have 1s. So we're going to have 23 1s that we're looking at next. 23 1s. So 6 goes into 23. 5 times. Wait. 3 times. 3 times that. Sorry. 3 times that is 18. So we're going to have 5 left over. So this is our remainder. That's usually written as a fraction here. 5 over 6. We're dividing by 6. So this is 123 and 5/6 as our solution. Alright, we're going to move on to long division, or polynomial long division. We just finished up this problem. We're going to move on to a polynomial long division where we have a polynomial here divided by 1 here. Now, this factor of x plus 2, if it is a root, then that means it goes into this term evenly, this polynomial evenly. So we could factor it. So if this is a root or a 0, we can create a factor by writing x minus our root. Create that factor and we want to divide by that factor. So in this case, I've already written it as a division and we're telling me that the root or 0 is -2 here. So what's going to happen is if we were to factor this, we would somehow get this factor of x plus 2. Our first term would be 3x squared because 3x squared times x would give us this term. And our last term has to be -1 because 2 times -1 gives us this term. We'd have some term in the middle, some x term, that would give us this 10x squared and 7x. And that's what we're going to look at in our polynomial division. So we're going to start out with the long division symbol, just like we had before. We're going to write x plus 2 here, divided into 3x cubed plus 10x squared plus 7x minus 2. Okay. Now what we do is, as before, we're going to be looking at how this term divides into the lead terms of this one. So as we move across, instead of having just another digit, we're going to have a plus another term. So we're going to look at how this goes into each term here. So we're going to take 3x cubed and divide by our x here, term. That's going to give us 3x squared as our factor. So that factor, 3x squared, goes here on top, 3x squared. We then distribute the 3x squared over these two values in the binomial. So that's going to be 3x cubed plus 6x squared. As in long division, above we subtract this. So these are gone. We don't have any x cubes. We subtract here, we get 4x squared. We then bring down the next term as we did in long division also. So we bring down this 7x here as our next term. And we look at this term, the 4x squared, and we're going to divide by our lead term here, x. 4x squared divided by x is going to be 4x. 4x squared divided by x is 4x. That term goes up here, 4x, and we distribute. We distribute again the 4x. 4x times x, 4x times x is 4x squared, and 4x times 2 is 8x, positive. We subtract, as we did before in long division. We're going to get 7 minus 8, so that's going to be negative 1x, and we bring down the last term, negative 2. So if we look at how negative 1x divides by x, we get negative 1. So that's our final thing here, our final term in our quotient. And we multiply, we get negative 1x minus 2. That means I have no remainder. So it was a factor. So here's my quotient. Here's my remainder. Alright, so what really went in this blank here was a positive 4x. So a positive 4x goes in here as a factored term. Now we're going to continue with this on the next example as well. So my next video will do a couple more examples of this same polynomial division.